Let's take you back to one of our leading stories now, which is the Health Department confirming the deaths of 6 children in Naledi earlier this month. And they're saying that this is due to an organophosphate turbophos. Now, the tests are still being conducted on the goods confiscated from spaza shops in Soweto. It's not yet clear how the children came into contact with the substance. Let's speak now to the Health Department spokesperson, Foster Mohale, who joins us on the line. Mr. Mohale, good evening to you and thank you for your time. Just for the benefit of the viewers who may not have listened to the briefing by the Minister earlier, can you tell us tonight whether the organophosphate that has been found on the bodies of these young souls can be linked to any of the spaza shops around the area?
Good evening to you, Choli, and good evening to your viewers at home, and thanks for this opportunity once more. As the ministers, Minister of Health, Minister of Police, Minister of Small Business, and other heads of public bodies which are involved in the investigations into the possible cause of death of these 6 children in Naledi have announced today. Today, what they presented, it was only the outcomes of a post-mortem or toxicology report, which confirmed that the 6 children might have died because of organophosphate, which is a very lethal chemical, which is mainly used as insecticides, medication, or nerve agents. But however, as we embarked on 2 parallel processes, conducting the post-mortems, which the results they presented today. Now, we also collected the samples and also conducted swabbing at about 84 spaza shops around Naledi, which we are waiting for the test results, which will be able to assist us to establish if there was any link between the deaths of these children and what the contamination of those the samples that were collected from those a number of spaza shops around Naledi.
Yeah. Now, let me take you back, Mr. Mohale, to a case last year. 2 children died in the area of Naledi, the same area where the 6 children who died this year came from. And again, this substance, organophosphate, was traced in the bodies of those 2 children. This we were told by an official from the Johannesburg Health Department. The parents of these children, what they are asking tonight is how many more children must die before we know exactly where this substance is coming from, what is the source of this substance. So the moral or the basis of my question is simply this, that it's not the first time we are hearing about organophosphate. So how is it that authorities still, a year later, are unable to find where the source of this substance is?
Yeah, we are equally concerned as a government about the loss of lives, especially of the young children who are the future leaders of the country, but also as parents. Majority of us are parents, others are sisters. We cannot afford to lose lives just like that. Hence, we have, under the auspices of NAD joints, there was an agreement to say, instead of various departments conduct their inspections at these spaza shops and other food outlets, let's just work as a collective so that once we approach this outlet, we must go there as a team, implementing our inspectors. The Department of Agriculture is going to look at the available pesticides that are found in this spaza shop. The police will try to check whether whatever they have this is legally acquired. So we are going to embark on on multidisciplinary team in order to ensure that we work as a team. So that was another gap that was identified by ministers. Of course, we cannot afford to lose more lives. But for us to establish a link between the cause of death and the contamination of this food in the spaza shops, we need to get similar positive test results. For example, for now, we are sure of what killed the kids in terms of the results of the post-mortem, but we have to wait for the test results from samples collected by our officials, which are currently being analyzed and tested by the National Institute of Communicable Diseases. For example, if the test results will come positive of organophosphate, then even the police will have a strong case to charge these spaza shops in which these young children bought the snacks from.
Have the officials heard of a substance that is called, we're told this is a colloquial term that is used in the township. It's called aliperemi. Have the officials been told or heard of this substance?
Yeah, aliperimi, that is so in English they call it aldicap. Look, we are aware, like even if you can walk around the public spaces like your taxi rank, your malls, in the dark corners. We know that there are people who are specializing with illegal substance, which is a criminal offense for anyone to be in possession of this illegal substance unless they have got a certificate which allow them to carry such a substance like your organophosphate aldicap, which is called aliperimi in the Soweto or the local language. So hence we are saying we want to call upon even the communities to join hands with government to root out some of these illegal and dangerous chemicals in our communities. If they know the manufacturer or the supplier, they need to work with government to report such people or such factories in order to enable the government to visit and also to eradicate such. So it's supposed to be the collective responsibility of communities working together with government in order to make our communities a safer place to live.
The reason I'm asking you about this Aldi cup that you are talking about, where in the townships they call it aliperemi. Are you aware of what it is being used for within the households?
Yeah, based on the preliminary investigation that we have managed to conduct during the operations in Naledi and other areas, they are using this for several reasons, including as pesticides to kill the rats and the insects which have invaded their species, which is illegal. As we know that when you grow up, some of us, we know that for our families to kill the rats or the rodents, they use the chemical called Ritex. But now people went to an extreme to use illegal substance like organophosphates, which is illegal. Hence, I said some of this, for one, to use them, to be in possession of them, they need to get a certificate from relevant authorities. Agriculture Department is one of those authorities which regulates the use or the distribution of chemicals in the country. Hence, most of them, they are used in the agriculture sector. Even the farmers, they need to apply for certificate on how and where to use this. But unfortunately, they found their way outside the agricultural sector into our households, into our shops, spaza shops and other retailers, which is illegal. So hence we say, colleagues, South Africans, let's join hands with government to report any form of illegal substance which is being spread or used or sold in our communities.
Yeah, I guess the reason I'm asking you the questions in the manner in which I have, yes, Mr. Mohale, is to lead to this particular question. The case from 2023, as I said earlier, organophosphate, the traces of it were found in the bodies of the 2 children. This time around, in 2024, the 6 children, traces of organophosphate have been found in the bodies of these young children. At the moment, we have yet to make a direct connection to the spaza shops. Would it be a logical sequence of investigations if the authorities went back to the homes of the 6 children to find out where could they have possibly come into contact with this substance? Is that a fair question to ask, you think?
No, absolutely, absolutely correct. For us to establish a link between what we found in the post-mortem and what we found in terms of contamination from the samples that we've collected from this spaza shop. You're absolutely correct. So I think the outcomes of the samples that we've collected in 84 spaza shops, including some of the spaza shops, that's where the departed children, they allegedly bought their snack, will assist us as government to create a link without doubt between the cause of the death and the contamination at the spaza shop level. So once the results they come positive, I can assure you that you will start seeing police charging some of the owners of the spaza shop to tell us what kind of chemical. In fact, obviously, the results will tell us that these spaza shop owners have at some point used illegal chemicals like organophosphates as part of pesticides in their stores or food outlets. So that will strengthen the police case in order to charge some of these owners of the spaza shops. So hence we say in the next few days we'll be able to release the outcomes of laboratory test results conducted by the National Institute for Communicable Diseases. Once we create that linkage, I can assure you that the police are just waiting for such a confirmation in order to start pressing the charges against those who are found to have been involved, especially the owners of the spaza shops.
Lastly, 4 people were arrested late last week, and the understanding is that they may have been either selling or in possession of exactly the illegal chemical we are talking about. However, today we were told that they were released. Are you able to fill us in as to what happened in that case?
Yeah, without speaking on behalf of the South African Police Service, but based on the presentation by both the Minister of Police and other senior officials in the police sector, yes, they did confirm that because of the kind of charge or crime they committed, if one pays admission of guilty fine, they can release such person because there are different categories of criminal offenses. In this case, they qualified according to the law within the security sector to say if you pay admission of guilty fine for this kind of a crime, which is about being in possession of illegal substance, which is different from murder. Hence, we say whether it's different from murder, we will not say people must just walk around with illegal substances with the hope that when they are caught by police, they pay fine and they got scot-free. So hence we say we are going to work closely with the police and other other organizations within the security cluster and beyond in order to intensify our inspections and investigations, because we've learned a lesson that working together as different departments, different state bodies, we can be able to make an impact in order to root out some of these illegal activities.